When the cabinet considered the question of a neutrality proclamation, Jefferson opposed the declaration of neutrality to the public. That's not to say that he favored not being neutral. Jefferson's position was twofold. Washington, he felt, was not authorized to declare peace any more than he was authorized to declare war. This was something that Congress was supposed to do. So he did not feel that he was authorized to make such a proclamation in the first place. In the second place, Jefferson felt that this was something that could be used as a bargaining chip with both England and France, and that if we just rushed right out and declared our neutrality in advance, he as a diplomat would be unable to use that to advantage.
Washington was a soldier, and he knew, as only a soldier can, that war is a path to poverty and national distress. War is a last resort. And in the 1790s, the European powers were at one another's throats, and they were doing their best to drag the United States, indeed, and drag any other country that they could drag into their fight. And Washington resisted that with all of his might.
He's convinced that the Neutrality Proclamation is the right thing to do, although they do not actually use the word neutrality in the Neutrality Proclamation. The real issue and one of the conflicts, we take it for granted today that a president can issue these kinds of proclamations. At the time it was an issue, Congress, many in Congress said only Congress can declare war, therefore it should be only Congress can declare neutrality. This is too much of an interference into a congressional activity.
Jefferson favored neutrality, but he didn't think it was necessary to have an actual proclamation of neutrality. And he was concerned that it was more an anti-French measure than a genuinely neutral position.
Public opinion was very divided. There was a huge French element, and there were people in this country who wore French hats and called each other citizen, and there was a great sympathy among some of the populace toward the French Revolution. And Jefferson was on that team, and he didn't want neutrality. He wanted a pro-French U.S. foreign policy, and he was Secretary of State. But the British were at war with the French, and the merchants, again, particularly in the north, were trading with Britain, and they did not want to offend the country. And so the easiest way to deal with this war between Britain and France, at least at the moment, was to try to declare neutrality. It didn't work because Britain and France wouldn't let it work, but it worked through Washington's term.